Okay guys, so today's lecture is going to cover switch configuration, how to set up a switch and the different configurations that it's possible to create. So let's go ahead and get started. Okay, Module 7, Section 4, switch configuration is applied to an entire switch rather than individual ports. We looked at port configuration a couple of sections ago. This one is to configure the entire switch, kind of a general policy for the whole switch. It enables or disables a feature or service that the switch can provide. For example, power over Ethernet. Some devices, particularly surveillance cameras, things like that, they need power as well as signal. And so the newer switches provide power for the camera because generally the camera signal doesn't use all 8 wires in a Cat5 or Cat6 cable or whatever. And so you can use a couple of those wires to send power that'll run the camera. So power over Ethernet is one service. Tagged ports, VLAN tunneling, port duplex, port speed, all those things are configurations that the switch can provide, and so those things can be modified through the switch interface. Once again, power over Ethernet provides power and data using a Cat5 cable. A switch is either built to provide PoE or a separate module can be installed on the wire to provide PoE. It's like a little plug-in box. A cable plugs in one side, power is injected, cable comes out the other side with power now. So basically that provides power for things like cameras and other network devices that require it, but you don't have to have another traditional power cord. Wireless access points, security cameras, and voice over IP phones. Auto MIDI X configures the cable connection, automatically eliminating the need for a crossover cable. Straight through cable connects MDI to MDIX port connection or MDIX to MDIX. A crossover cable is used for MDI to MDI. Okay, don't forget, participation activities are important. They count for your grades. PoE Plus. Improvements in bounded media contributed to the improvements in PoE. PoE Plus refers to a series of PoE improvements that carry higher power, like 30 watt maximum power output. Supplies devices with a higher power requirement than PoE. And the new PoE Plus powers devices that require more than 30 watts, even televisions, which require a lot of power. Wireless access points, pan, tilt, zoom, security cameras, anything with a motor is going to require a lot more power than just standard IC circuits. Video IP phones and alarm systems, all those are going to require more power than just a standard security camera. Once again, more participation activities. LACP link aggregation combines network connections in parallel to provide increased throughput. So you can link, kind of like network binding, or bonding. You can bond ports together to provide a big pathway for packets to follow. Provides increased throughput and or leak redundancy. So you can have redundant links that allow multiple paths or that allow multiple copies of packets to be sent. Used mostly when connecting a switch to another switch or server or a NAS, network attached storage device, or a multi-port access point. Local aggregation group, that is a single logical channel created when using link aggregation to combine physical network connections. And the protocol IEEE 802.3AD, those are the rules that provide for standard negotiation methods to create a link aggregation group. LACP concepts, system priorities determine the sequence in which two end devices select active interfaces to join the group. Interface priority selects which Ethernet trunk interfaces are active interfaces and assigns a priority number value. The smaller the number indicates higher priority. And then the mode, or MN node, where M is the number of active links, N is the number of backup links, guarantees high reliability and offers load balancing, which means you can control the traffic so you don't end up with a bottleneck. Once again, participation activities, VLAN tunneling. The service provider interacts with the VLANs of multiple customers, must maintain each customer's VLAN configuration separately. That's 802.1q tunneling, or Q&Q. Use the service provider to segregate customer traffic through an addition of a second VLAN within the first VLAN. In 802.1q tunneling tag, customer traffic is sent from an 802.1q trunk and enters a service provider's edge switch through a tunnel port. Each customer receives a separate VLAN tunnel ID. The additional VLAN tag entry differentiates one customer's traffic from another, so every customer's VLAN knows which traffic packets belong to them because they're tagged. Each customer configures a dedicated link and an edge device back to the service provider. This is an asymmetrical link, a link connecting a switch trunk port to another switch's trunk port. Participation activity, and then a challenge activity, and then you can move on to the next section. All right, so that is section 4, switch configuration. Remember, port configuration covers a single port. Switch configuration covers services over the entire switch. If you have any questions or concerns, please let me know. Reach me through the Canvas inbox or also in class, and I'll do my best to answer those questions. Have a good day.